With gyms shutting down over the last year and VR becoming more and more popular, many people have turned to VR for fitness. To help with this, Oculus just released a free new app called Oculus Move, which tracks your movement in all VR games and estimates how many calories you're burning. With this and other fitness apps now releasing, and with the new year starting, many people want to know, can VR really provide a good workout, or is it like the Wii where you're just swinging your arms, not really getting much benefit? We'll take a look at this and more in this video, but you know what you can do right now to get a good workout? Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps the channel and I really appreciate it. First, let's take a look at Oculus Move and then stick around and I'll tell you my 4 favorite VR fitness games that you can try, none of which require a subscription. When setting up Oculus Move, you input your age, weight, and other details about yourself to help it estimate the amount of calories you might be burning. It then lets you set goals for how many calories you want to burn and how many move minutes that you want to do each day. When setting up these goals, you can select from one of the presets or a custom number for each goal. This makes the goals very modular for people who are really specific about what they're trying to achieve. But for somebody like me who isn't really trying to lose weight and just wants to maintain a more active lifestyle, I was perfectly happy selecting from one of the presets available. After setting your goals, you're now able to go and play literally any game in your library, and the app will run in the background, tracking your movements to estimate calorie consumption. This also works with PC VR games via Virtual Desktop, by the way. One way this app motivates you to work out every day is that it gives you a calendar showing the days you achieved your goals, and you can go back to previous days to see how many calories you burned and which games you played. This is really nice to hold yourself accountable each and every day. My first concern with the app, however, was if it was going to slow down the headset. I mean, if you have a second app running in the background, you would expect it to slow down everything else. But thankfully, I didn't notice any issues on my Quest 2, which was fantastic. From what I could tell, it ran seamlessly in the background without any interruption to any of the games that I was playing. That is, unless I got a notification from the app mid-game. The app sends notifications when you reach parts of your goals, and I did notice that the game I was in lost a few frames when the notification popped up. This could be really annoying if you're in a tight spot in an intense population 1 match, but otherwise it was fine. If you really don't want notifications, you can turn them off in the Oculus Move menu. One other thing that annoyed me is that you can't set different profiles or users. So if you're sharing a headset, it's going to measure the activity from everyone that uses it. I think Oculus is planning on adding profiles at some point, but until then, the app is probably best used if you're the only one that uses the headset. One other thing I did notice is that not every game I played showed up as move minutes in the app. For example, one day I was playing Minecraft via Virtual Desktop, and the Move app only showed 20 minutes of move minutes on Virtual Desktop for that day, even though I was playing the game for over 2 hours. This means that the app is only going to measure moments in games where you are actively moving, and it's not going to measure the time you spend looking through menus or sitting around in more casual games. So that means the move minutes are fairly accurate. But what about the calorie count? How accurate is it at counting how many calories I'm burning? Well, I'm not a fitness expert, but here's what I found on my first day using the app. I started off by playing Beat Saber, and I did about 2 or 3 songs. Then I checked the Move app, which told me that I was working out for about 8 minutes and had burned 42 calories. Okay, cool. So then I jumped into a more intensive game like Thrill of the Fight and played for a few minutes and then stopped because I was getting really tired. I then checked the Move app and it reported that I played the game for about 6 minutes and burned 42 calories, the exact same amount of calories that I supposedly burned during my casual but longer Beat Saber session. This immediately made me start doubting the accuracy of the app, and so I went to the internet to do some research. I wanted to know if low intensity workouts like walking or low levels of Beat Saber could burn as many calories as high intensity workouts for shorter periods of time. And the answer I got was rather inconclusive. You see, calorie burning is a complicated thing, and it is extremely hard to tell exactly how many calories you're burning with any given activity. One thing was for sure though, 10 minutes of high intensity workouts burns more calories than 10 minutes of a moderate workout. So back to the Move app, I guess the reason that both activities burn the same amount of calories is because of how long I was doing them. turns out doing relatively easy but active activities such as playing Beat Saber or Population 1 does burn calories over time. It just takes more time to burn calories that way than if you were doing a harder and more intense game like Thrill of the Fight. But calorie burning isn't the only reason people work out. Yes, burning calories is important if you want to lose weight, but if you want to build muscles or just increase your cardio endurance, can VR fitness help with those goals as well? Well, I'm not a fitness expert, but my brother is. He's extremely buff, works out every day, and is going to college to become a physical therapist. So I talked to him about it, and here are some conclusions that we've made. If you're looking to build muscle, you need to do exercises that require resistance. For example, weightlifting. This means that a boxing match in VR isn't going to do much for muscle building unless you introduce some sort of resistance. One thing I've considered doing is adding dead weights or resistance bands to some VR games. For example, here are some resistance bands I found on Amazon, link down below, that could easily be incorporated into any VR boxing game to make the workout that much harder. I have not tried this yet, but it is definitely something worth looking into if you want to use VR to build muscle. So unless you add resistance, building muscle is a no-go in VR. But what about cardio workouts to improve your overall health and happiness, as well as to lose weight? The conclusion we came to is yes, VR is absolutely a great way to get a good cardio workout depending on what game you're playing. You see, most VR games will be good for you if you live a sedentary lifestyle where you're sitting around pretty much all day. So if that's you, like me, just do any VR game standing and you will start to see some benefits from working out. But if you want to get a good hard cardio workout in, not just any VR game will do. So with that, here are some of my favorite VR fitness apps that you can try to give yourself a great cardio workout. Beat Saber is a fantastic app to get your body moving. I recommend this one more as a warm-up than anything else, because unless you're really good at it and can do the levels at Expert Plus, you aren't really moving fast enough to get a hard workout in. That being said, even John Carmack uses Beat Saber for his daily workouts, and so if you want something a little bit lighter than the other games on this list, definitely try Beat Saber out, especially if you're good at it. According to the VR Institute of Health and Exercise, Beat Saber is the equivalent of playing tennis, burning 6 to 8 calories a minute. Pistol Whip is a ton of fun, and maybe it's just the way I play it, but it is also an extremely hard leg workout. This game doesn't do much for arms because you're just shooting a gun, but there are many obstacles that you have to avoid by leaning or squatting, and I do squats to avoid bullets as well, as opposed to just leaning out of the way. This constant squatting to avoid getting shot ends up burning my legs by the end of a round or two, and so I highly recommend this one as a fun workout, especially if you want to work on those legs. According to the VR Institute of Health and Exercise, Pistol Whip is also the equivalent of playing tennis, burning 6 to 8 calories a minute. Thrill of the Fight is often put at the top of VR fitness lists because this boxing simulator is not a game. It is a tough workout, and I have never seen anyone come out of a full match without sweating. This is a fantastic experience to get your heart rate up, and it works your arms like no other. Unlike other games, you can't just wave your hands and expect to win the match. The game takes into account the speed at which you're punching, thus encouraging you to actually punch harder and faster. This results in a much better workout than other similar boxing games. This one didn't do much for my legs, but that's probably because I have a small play space and can't move around the boxing ring, but for overall cardio and arms, this app is killer. According to the VR Institute of Health and Exercise, Thrill of the Fight is the equivalent of rowing, burning 8 to 10 calories a minute. FitXR is by far the best workout app for VR in my opinion. While I think Thrill of the Fight will push you harder, FitXR provides a more rounded and enjoyable experience. FitXR has both boxing and dancing workouts that you can do, and I'm not much of a dancer, so I'll just stick to talking about the boxing workouts that it offers, but the dance ones did look fairly good if that's your thing. The boxing exercises are essentially a combination of boxing and Beat Saber, where you punch objects to the beat of the music. How fast and how hard you hit the objects is measured, and hitting it harder will give you more points. The game also sends obstacles at you, forcing you to squat and get a pretty good leg workout in along with your arms. If you don't want to squat, by the way, they do have an option to turn that off, which is really nice. You're also supposed to stand with one foot forward and the back leg heel up, and holding this stance while you're boxing is a pretty good leg workout in and of itself. It also has you switch footing during workouts, ensuring that you get a nice even workout on both sides of your body. The list of provided workouts is pretty long, and they do offer paid expansion packs if you want to get more variety. One thing I really like is that they give you a workout of the day each day to do, which is really nice for someone like me who just wants to pick it up and get a workout done. I don't want to have to worry about choosing which workout to do. This game also has its own metrics for measuring your workout, which you can use alongside the Move app to set and achieve goals, which is pretty nice, especially if you share the headset for workouts, because unlike the Move app, you can set up different profiles for each person that uses a headset. Really, my only complaint about this game is that the A and X buttons pause the game, and I kept accidentally pressing them while getting really into it, which was fairly annoying. But all in all, this game is pretty fun, it has great music, and I came out of my first workout with it drenched in sweat. This is definitely my favorite workout game and something you should consider using alongside the other apps I mentioned. According to the VR Institute of Health and Exercise, the boxing portion of this game is the equivalent to playing tennis, burning 6 to 8 calories a minute. There are other apps that you can use to get a great workout. Pretty much any game that forces you to be active is great, but these apps are the ones that I have tried and really liked. If you want to see what the Virtual Reality Institute of Health and Exercise has to say about your favorite games, I'll leave a link to their website down below. But at the end of the day, how good of a workout you get from any app really depends on what you put into it. Just like real exercises, if you aren't really trying or putting any effort in, you won't get much out. In the same way, if you put your whole body and soul into whatever VR game you're doing, you'll get a much better workout experience than you otherwise would. By the way, if you plan on doing lots of VR fitness, you'll definitely want to replace the foam facial interface that comes with most headsets, specifically the facial interface that comes stock on the Oculus Quest 2. This foam absorbs sweat like a sponge, making it extremely wet and nasty, especially when it dries. Right now, I'm really enjoying the VR cover facial interface, which I'll link to below, but I'm also currently working on a video that'll release soon after this one that talks about all of your different options for replacing stock facial interfaces. When that one is released, I'll put a link here in the card and down below so that you can check it out and decide which option is best for you. If you've made it this far, you might as well subscribe if you haven't already, and consider joining our growing Discord community. But anyways, that's it. I'm out.